don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always
What
show
up,
up
Nine?
and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
So, it's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. Before we do that, do me a favor. Hit that like. And if you're new, hit that subscribe. It's free to you, but it means the world to me. Hey, Samson, give me 1 second, bro. I see you in the back. Give me 1 second, bro. Let me do my intro. And let the people know what we're gonna talk about. Then I'll bring you up. Just give me 1 second. All right? I see you. I'm gonna definitely let you up. Just give me a minute. Yeah, man. And that being said, let me get into the chat. Samson, I appreciate you, bro. You new over here. I hope you hit that like. I hope you enjoyed the content. Uh, who else is that? Random. What up, though? What up, though? Hope you hit that like and that subscribe button, bro. What we do over here is talk about self development tonight. Oh, my bad. I got more people. Chris, what up, though? My guy, Chris is in the building. What up, man? Y2K Kalani is in the building. What up, nah? Hey, if y'all got riches, make sure y'all drop your link. Kalani, drop your link, man. Y'all go check out Kalani. I know I seen Dee Dee, 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 Dee. Sappy, what up, sis? What it do with the business is? Yeah, yeah. So tonight, man, I just want to have this conversation about what maturity means to you, right? I'm gonna give you um, a little foundation basis of why I'm having the conversation. I was scrolling through TikTok earlier and I seen this woman, this lady talking about men aren't fit to lead women, right? And from her description of a man, I don't think people quite understand or know how to define different aspects of life. Because when we talk about maturity, we talk about fully developed. So a boy cannot be a man without development, right? And I'm gonna give you 9 phases in life where you can create a barometer to kind of determine if this person is mature or not, right? Give you 9 phases: 5 within, 4 without, right? And we can add to that. It's just soft conversation, right? So we're gonna talk about maturity, what it looked like, how to develop, and what phases of it. With that being said, let me bring up Samson real quick. Bro, you new over here, so I got this thing that I do until I can vet you. I'm gonna put up a stream because people do weird shit on YouTube. But what up, though,
All
Samson?
right.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
how are
people
you
do weird stuff.
doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good, man. Hey, we talk about maturity tonight, man. You got anything to add to that conversation?
Uh, I I never really heard of what that all means. I'm just looking for some new friends.
And that's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, we're a cool group of people over here. We ain't big, but we definitely got a lot of character. We don't too much.
I'm
We don't discriminate.
actually uh I'm actually a pretty cool guy usually.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, on certain days, I do hold open panels where we come up and it'd be like an open topic and we talk about anything. Um, but I do want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to the people so they can hear your voice, know who you
Hmm.
are. So when you come through, be familiar with it. But I do have a show tonight and I want to talk about maturity. So if you don't have nothing to really add to that conversation right now, I'm gonna ask you just fill in the chat, and maybe you will pick up some information. And after I get to talking, maybe you'll think of something to come back up and add to. But just for now, I'm like I said, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. I tell my mods to drop your link in the channel. I mean, your link in the chat so people can connect and support you. We do like to support one another as much as we can. You know, like I said, we're a cool group of
Yeah,
people over here. But just for the show, for the content, the conversation flow. I'm gonna let you do your thing, introduce yourself, let the people get to know you, and then I'm gonna ask you to step down. Is that cool?
yeah.
All right. Well, do your thing, Samson. Do your thing, man. Let us know
So
what you
I
do.
I shared this to a friend too, so
Oh, I
anyways.
appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm Samson B. I'm 21 from USA, and I'm into a lot of Minecraft, a lot of watching other YouTube videos and doing panel calls with my other friend that's on here, Random.
That's what's up. That's what random is your friend. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I hope you know.
Yeah.
Over here, I talk about a lot of self development. I talk about um, real life situations and how we create solutions and how we can help.
Another thing about me, I'm Christian too.
Well, go ahead, brother. Go ahead and let us know.
Yeah, I used to go to church a lot, but because of my dad being a door dasher, we haven't done that anymore.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, yeah, sometimes in life things change and it changed the way we go about life, you know. But God said, the temple is not the house of God is not in the building, but in the person. So it's a good thing to go to church to be led, but you can also be the church and study on your own. But I'm gonna say what up to a couple more people. I'm gonna ask you to step down.
Okay.
But like I said, I do open panels like with open topic, meaning we can talk about anything. But tonight specifically, we talking about maturity. I appreciate you
Okay.
coming through, and filling it in the chat, bro. I mean, I might say something that you can use or utilize later. So definitely, we appreciate you, though. We appreciate it.
Yeah, all right.
All right, brother. I will talk to you. I will talk to you later.
All right.
Hey, shout out to Samson, y'all. Y'all go check out Show Samson Show Report. If I can get one of my mods to drop his link in the chat, I greatly appreciate that. Um, love and life. What up though? That's Safi husband. Y'all go show him some love too. If he got a link, Safi, I believe you got a mod stick. You can drop his link in the chat. You can definitely drop that link in the chat. My boy Tom is in the building. What up though? My favorite family on here, Bud Files, man. Make sure Bud Files, you ain't got a wrench. Bud Files don't got a wrench. Oh, hold on, bro. I'm tripping. Let me get them. Man, y'all drop y'all links, man. Support, 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 man. We all we got. The Just Us League. It's just us, bro. Ain't nobody gonna save us but us. So we gotta support one another, show each other some love. That's what we gotta do in this life, man. Where's Butterfly's name at? I see my boy Nate the Great is in the building. Shout out to Nate, man. Y'all better go check out Nate and start playing with me. Y'all better definitely go check out Nate. So check this out. So yeah, we talk about maturity tonight. So this is what I want to do, right? I want to give y'all something that y'all can utilize or use. Tools. That's what we use in life. Because like even when we say, and this will help men um, self develop, and this will help women to be able to identify different aspects of men and where they're at in their life, and if they're going to be beneficial or if they're going to be a liability to them. So I think this is important because most of the time people label people as men just because they're physically mature. And guess what? 90% of the 99% of the time, that's innate, meaning it's going to happen regardless of what. Unless the person expire or die, they're going to physically mature. But that does not mean they're going to mature in these other factors, right? So understand what mature is. Mature means fully developed. When we say something is mature, that means it's fully developed. It's at its highest peak. When something is maturing, is in a process of developing, right? So those two things are important because I'm gonna give you 9 phases, and like I said, you may think of some later, you may hear somebody else say something, but right now I'm gonna give you 9. This is just conversation. I don't have it structured. If y'all would like it structured, I can do that. But so we're gonna talk about 5 phases on the inside and 4 phases on the outside. So when we talk about maturing or mature, that is the process of developing, or you're at the peak of development, meaning you're fully developed, right? So that's what mature means. So those two are key because even in the process, you're doing, so you're growing, you're becoming. So that's good. If someone is not in the process, then they're underdeveloped, right? If they're not in those 2 phases in their life in these specific categories, that means they're underdeveloped, meaning they're a liability in that phase of life. They become a liability. So when we talking about the inside factors, right? I'm gonna give you 5. We talking about mentally, right? And mentally, mental maturity can cover different aspects, right? The way we think, the way we perceive. It covers the way we make decisions, right? So mental maturity. Emotional maturity. That's the second one. So are people able to properly express their emotion? Are people able to contain or regulate their emotions properly? Are people even aware of why they feel the way they feel? Yeah, that's maturity. So that's that when we talk about emotional maturity, I want you to think about those three things. I'm not gonna try to give y'all too much because I don't want to do information overload, right? So we got physical maturity, mental maturity, emotional maturity, sexual maturity, right? This is one that people overlook a lot. Sexual maturity. Are people, now when you think of sex, a lot of times people are what they call capricious, meaning impulsive. They don't have no control. Rather, the bottom organ controls the top. The bottom will be the sexual reproduction organs, if you male or female. The top would be the brain, right? A lot of people make illogical decisions when it comes to sex. So when we talk about sexual maturity, is a person able to control themselves in that aspect of life? Are they mature enough to be in a monogamous relationship? Do they have that level of maturity where um, they're not cheating? Because if they don't, again, they become a liability. Remember, if people are not maturing or mature, they just simply a liability. Ain't no other way to um, candy code it. You become a liability, right? So now we got physical, mental, emotional, sexual. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm having a brain freeze. What was the fifth internal? Okay, I'm gonna give you 8. If I think of it, I'm gonna come back to it. So we're gonna stick with 4 internals, right? So we got those 4 internal spots. Where Kalani at? Shout out to KY. He gonna like this one, right? So when we talk about the external aspects of maturity, now we're talking about things like financial maturity, right? Are you financially responsible? Do you have financial literacy? Do you have an understanding of financial literacy? Do you even know what money truly is or how to use it? How not only saving, but can you invest? Most people only know how to save. They don't know how to invest, right? So that's a aspect. Now we talking about the outside, not the inside, not the internal, but the external. The internal is self. The external predicates dealing with the world, right? So we got financial maturity, social maturity, how we interact with one another. Are people mature enough to have a conversation? Are they able to regulate their emotions? Are they able to have effective and efficient interactions with people? So we talk about social maturity. That's what we're talking about, right? Oh, okay. I know the fifth one now. I know the fifth one with the internal, but I say that for last. We'll go back to that. So we got financial, we got social, economics. Do you know how the world works as far as economics? So it's not only good to have financial literacy, like understanding how to hold your own, but how the economics affect you. We got political, right? Are you politically mature? Now, to be labeled as a man, out of these 8 things, really 9, I'm gonna give you the fifth one. But out of these 8 things, to be determined a man or classified or identified as a man, at least 4 of these need to be either maturing, meaning you're in the process of doing so, or mature, you're fully developed in these areas, right? Without being matured or fully developed, you're still a boy. And a lot of times, women have issues with men, and other men have issues with men because they're dealing with immature people, underdeveloped people. And if you understand what I'm saying, them people become liabilities in your life in any of those phases of life. Time says authority means to me the capability of handling your emotions, being responsible and accountable for your actions. Exactly. That's what comes with maturity. That's a byproduct of it. You become more responsible and more accountable for the things that you do. Responsible and accountable is the same coin, it's just different sides. One is before the action, one is after the action, right? One is before the action, one is after the action. Fort Stark, what up though? My 33 brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. What to do with the business is, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Sometimes I can be socially mature due to my autism. And that's cool because you know what, Samson? Life is a process, right? Some people go through the similar or the same processes with different time lengths, right? So I might mature in an aspect of life, say financially. I might be mature than you financially, but you might be more mature than me socially. So life is a process, and think of it like a highway. It's different speeds where people travel. My brother Chris, what it do with the business is, brother?
Hey, how's it going tonight, man? How you doing?
I- I'm loving life, man. Loving life.
Oh, that's good. I'm just going on my lunch break, but I've been listening to you since you came on.
What do you think about that, man? Like, because I can tell because I mean you
Are
talk
you
to
there?
us yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah. My internet switched from Wi-Fi to my carrier. My bad. It's good now.
Oh no, you cool. Because I can tell, like Tom said, responsible and accountable is a good way to identify the level of maturity a person has in any of those different aspects in life. But just like talking to you, you be at work on your lunch break, you can tell, you handling business. So I'm pretty sure you are mature in a couple different aspects in life. Like I don't know you personally to say A, B, C,
Right.
or D, but just from interacting, just the conversations we've been having, I can tell you definitely emotionally mature. I can definitely tell you're socially mature. You're aware. Dealing with
Yeah.
different people. People come from different places, experience
Yep.
different things, and sometimes it's difficult communicating, but I can see you have the patience to do so. So that shows a level of maturity when it comes to like emotional, mental, and social. The patience. That's another identifier. The way you can identify if a person is mature in these different aspects.
Yeah. I think patience is definitely a big part of it. I mean, this is pretty general, but overall, I think that maturity is the ability to make the decisions that you don't necessarily want to make, but they're the decisions that are going to benefit you or benefit your family, even if it's not always the easiest one to make. That, to me, overall, is kind of how I define, but that's kind of a blanket to throw over it. But overall, I kind of think that's a big part of it. You got to be able to, you can't always do what you want. Sometimes you have to make the choice that you got to do this, even though you really want to do that. You got to do this to make it through. Or I think that's a big part of it. I think that's the biggest thing that I see people that aren't mature about is their decision making, whether it be in, I know you were talking about financial, sexual, but just overall, it seems like people want to make the easy choices, man. They don't want to make the tough ones that's going to benefit them. They want to take the easy way out.
And I want to say this too. Like, so, like, I will say that falls under the category of mental maturity, but those internal aspects that I name, like mental maturity, it affects the outside too.
Yeah.
Your internal affects the external. So if you're mentally mature, you more than likely will make better decisions in those outside aspects. If it's financial, if it's sexual, I mean, if it's financial, if it's economical, political, any of those outside aspects, mental maturity, even the
Yep.
internal, even the internal. If I'm processing information properly, right, I will be able to make better decisions when it comes to um, sex. I be mentally mature enough, so one always affects the other. Everything is linked and connected. Nothing is truly separated. Everything is
Now,
linked.
with that being said, do you think that mental maturity would be the best starting point for people to work on? Because, in my opinion, if you're not mentally mature, then I don't trust you to be mature with anything else. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not, at the very least on an adult level of thinking, then, I don't have any hopes for you to be financially mature, sexually mature, you know.
I
So, do
definitely
you think?
think I definitely think mental will be the best starting point. I think being mentally mature will help you become emotionally mature. You know,
And that's sometimes hard to do. I mean, I'm 38 years old, and there's times where I, have to catch myself. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm too old to be thinking like that, or, you know, it's hard.
but that's your level of maturity right there. You even thinking like, okay, look, I'm too old to be thinking. Most people don't even think like that. You see what I'm saying? At
Yep.
least you're thinking. Like everything is a process. And by you being aware, like, hold on, man, I'm too old for that. Or, I'm beyond that. I'm over that phase, right? That was 10 years ago. Now I'm on something else. For you to even think like that, because some people just get stuck in the loop and they never create that thought to even initiate the change in that behavior.
Yep.
So even that level of clarity that you have right now shows that the development.
Yeah. I mean, there's in this world, man, it is hard today to, try to have a straight and clear mind. It is hard. It's something that I think everybody has to work on a daily basis.
Yeah, bro, because it's so many distractions. I call them distractions, but it's so many different stimulants that have the potential to influence you. Either thoughts or emotions. Outside yourself. Like you can watch the news and see a story, and it affect you to the point where you feeling some type of way in your real life about something that ain't had nothing to do with
Yep. That actually
you. Ain't
happened
got
to me
nothing.
last night.
Yeah,
Really
you
did.
see what I'm saying?
Listened to the wrong thing and nothing happened to me. I just listened to the wrong thing and it made me mad. It made me feel bad for some people. And I was just in a shit mood for the rest of the night over
Hmm.
something that don't even really affect me. But it just, I mean, I didn't, bother anybody or nothing. I was just in a shit mood. But
It
yeah,
just changed your mood. Yeah. And see
yep,
that's a distraction.
yep, it is.
It's something outside of you influence, and then that being in a shit mood, you was probably less. I'm not, I don't know, but 9 times out of 10, when people are in bad moods, they're less efficient and effective in what they're doing, and that's fine if it's something that you're going through, but it becomes a liability when it's something that has nothing to fucking do with you. And I had to learn
Yep.
that, but like that's why I don't really watch it. Like I'll be watching stuff now and just turn it off. Bro. Like nah, as soon as
Yeah.
it makes me feel something, like I start having emotions about something, I turn it off, man.
That's what I'm going to have to start doing, man. Or I just need to take a break from it. I listen. Because,
Yeah.
man, I'm I'm at a job that's luckily it's easy enough to where there's some nights that if it's going pretty easy and everything's running good, I'm just standing there, you know what I mean? Like I'm still working, but the job's pretty easy. So, I can listen to stuff on YouTube. They let us have our earbuds in here. I can listen to stuff all night on YouTube. So, there's nights that I'll just listen to nothing but, what's going on in the world and stuff. But I, that's something that I do need to work on is when I start to listen to stuff that starts to make me mad for no damn reason other than I just don't like it. And I definitely need to learn how to start turning that stuff off.
You know what helped me? And like I said, I get caught slipping sometimes. Like I'll be just scrolling and I see something but like I say, I know now like to move on from it. But what helped me is before I even go in, I tell myself like this is information or entertainment. And that's how I I download the information that I'm perceiving. It's
Yep.
either information, and that way I detach myself emotionally. That's the key. You is to detach yourself emotionally, and then you just take in the information, because it is good to understand and know what's going on around you. You can't completely just live in a bubble. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can't do that.
Yep.
It's not healthy. It's not safe. Um, so you don't want to do that, but you don't want the information to alter or change the way you feel or think. So you have to tell yourself like how to look at it. It's like prepping yourself before you indulge in it. So I always tell myself like this is either entertainment if I'm watching something, or information. And I had to start doing that because you remember, I forgot what it was between a couple years, bro. They kept having all them damn slave movies come out. It was like 2010. It was like 12 Years a Slave and all these slave movies and shit.
Yep.
And that
Yep.
shit make you feel some type of way. But and I'm like, I don't want to watch it, but it was good information. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is information, bro. Like this is
Mhm.
information. And every time I felt something, I turned it off, but the more I did it, the easier it became, you know. So yeah, I try to I pre-program myself before I even download the information on
Yep.
how to
Yep.
download it, how to assimilate the information. Don't assimilate it from an emotional aspect, but from a logical. Just take it in as information, so you can utilize that and uh, make better decisions, I guess, or create a different perception. I might learn something that I didn't know before, and it might give me a different outlook on something I already knew. So,
Yeah.
but I can't do that if I'm emotionally attached to it. Then it's about if it make me feel good or if it make me feel bad. Sometimes we don't like hearing shit, but the shit we need to hear be good information. We might not want to hear it, but if we hear it, it might benefit. So if
Yep.
I'm assimilating the information from an emotional standpoint where it don't feel good to hear this, then I'm not going to extract the knowledge or the wisdom within the information. So it was just a process that I had to learn.
It is. It is. And Gary just brought up a good question. I just seen it. He just said, "How do people separate logic from emotions?" And I mean, it can be hard.
Uh,
Like, I mean, because sometimes, I mean, it's really not separating. Because like sometimes, like things can be a point blank fact, and there's no arguing it. But at the same time, like it's going to make you feel some type of way. So I don't know. It is hard sometimes.
I mean, it's. I actually got a show the show I was supposed to do tonight, but I didn't finish making all the slides, so I'll probably do it either tomorrow or Saturday. But I think that's gonna help answer that question. But just a soft answer, I would say, um, identify why you feel. You have to eliminate the emotion, and the way I do that is by understanding why it makes me feel that way. Once I understand why it makes me feel that way, then I have comprehension of that, and then I can go back to the logical aspect. Well, now I know why it makes me feel this way, but let me decipher the information now. I can like it. I have understanding or clarity of why it makes me feel like that. Now I can look at it from a logical aspect, because you won't even be able to use logic if you feel upset, mad, or so. You ain't gonna be able to use logic. Emotion will always override thinking. Always. If you can't control that emotion, it's always gonna override any type of logic.
That is true. That is. And I think that's what I've been struggling with over the past couple of weeks. Because, like, I mean, we don't have to get into it or nothing, but like, I'm just, man, I'm scared for the country, man. I am. Like, I didn't fall into all this, talk the first time he was president and stuff. But man, things seem a little bit different this second time around. And like, without getting political, like that's what I'm having the hardest time with right now is like I'm not terrified that the country's going to fall apart, but at the same time, I'm worried that it's looking like it could, like it might actually be a possibility. So I know that's something like I'm trying to stay away from the news a little bit, but at the same time, like, man, I want to know what's going on, and
Yeah, bro. It's and at that, like, I feel that same way too. And I don't know if you got kids or not, but I got kids too. So
yeah, I got
I'm
4 kids.
thinking like, damn. So yeah, and that's probably why we worry the way we do. Like, damn, what's fuck going on? What kind
Yeah,
of even when I'm gone, what kind of world are they gonna be left in? So I mean that's common, bro. But and when I
and
see it, the only thing I think is I have to prepare my kids. I just think, and that gives me comfort because I know I can do that. I got not only faith in myself, I have knowledge in self that I know I can prepare my kids. You know, I can do my best to do it. If they take it in, then they gonna be all right. If they don't, then they gonna suffer, bro. And that I can't do
yep,
nothing about. But I know I
yep,
just have to prepare them. I gotta make them stronger. You know, and that's what give me comfort though. But yeah, I think about that too, bro. Like my wife be worried. My wife Middle Eastern, so she be worried. Like ICE coming
oh,
to Detroit, and people got all types of stories. And she be on TikTok, so it's some truth and some lies on TikTok. And she hearing they taking American citizens, and she second generation. Well, she first generation here, so she worried about that. I'm like, bro, you married to me. They ain't taking you nowhere. Not worried about that. But they doing foul shit, bro. I mean, it's foul shit happening in the world. But it's
yeah,
always been like this, man. It
yep,
always been like this. It's just our
yep.
turn to go through it. You know what I'm saying? And
You
we
know what?
here. You know what that means?
Yep.
You here right here talking to me online. You know what that means? That means your ancestors were some bad motherfuckers who made it through all the bullshit. So guess what? You got that same DNA. You can too. That's how I look at it. I'm here. So that means we was some bad motherfuckers to make it through. A lot of people bloodline got cut, bro.
Yeah, man, they did. They did. See, I got uh, uh, my situation was a little different. My dad and mom, long story short, it was this messed up situation for my mom. She was drunk. My dad was 69 years old when my mom had me. She was only 16. And that was in 1987. I'm 38 now. If my dad was still alive, hell, he'd be 109, something like that. But anyway, he he was born in the U.S., but his mom and dad came from Ireland in the early 1900s. So I'm, I think I'm roughly, which I'm gonna get the DNA test because all I know about my dad is that, and that he was in the Navy for like 20, almost 30 years, and I have a half brother, and all I know is that his mom and dad came over, and he was born over here. So I'm gonna try to do some 23andMe and stuff, and see if I can't trace any of my ancestry back to Ireland. But yeah, man, fucking, I know it. Fucking, our ancestors went through some shit. It was a crazy time.
And that's I got like I did family tree on my mom's side, my dad's side, like my grandmother, both my grandparents on my dad's side, and only I know I have my family tree from my mother's father, but not my mother's mother. But she gave me a blanket with her family tree on it. So technically I got it. It's just not documented. And all the
Uh,
other ones I have documented. I just don't have my grandmother's documented. But I have a blanket and it shows our lineage on there. So I mean I always kinda and then I was raised around the elders. Like my parents was young when they had me. They both were 16 when my mom got pregnant. I think my mom was no, they both were 17 when they had me. So they were 17 when I was born. Um, so my grandmother took care of me for like the first 9 years of my life. So I was around a lot of the elders. So I heard like where I came from. I was around the people. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
my grandmother had my mother later. I think she was like 40 something, almost 50 when she had my mom. So I got like second cousins older than me. All my first cousins older than me. I don't think I got one first cousin on my mom's side that's younger than me. All my second cousins, except for a couple of them, are either my age or a little older. And then my third cousins are younger than me. But I was raised around like aunties, uncles, like my grandmother's generation of people. Not my mom's generation, but my grand. So I was around the OG.
Yeah.
So they always told me where I came from, where I was, what language we used to speak. They taught me some of the languages, the
Yep.
traditions. I was around that growing up, so that was fortunate, So I had a solid foundation of knowing who I am or what I am, not who but what I am.
Right.
I determine
Yeah.
who I am. But
I I was somewhat similar, different but similar. My mom was a little wild and crazy, so after she had me, I was pretty much raised by my grandma, and she's old school. She grew up on a tobacco farm in Kentucky, and which her grandpa owned, and he would pay all his men $3 a day. She said, and she said she'd be, in the late 40s and early 50s, she'd be out there with the men cutting down the tobacco, getting paid $3 a day for the work, eating breakfast at 6, dinner at noon, and supper at 6 again. But I definitely know what you mean about being around older people, because that's was pretty much who I was raised by, was her and my uncles and a lot of the older family members. That's why I can still talk to people who are in their 50s and 60s, no problem. I've always been comfortable talking to people older than me.
yeah, I enjoy those conversations. It's filled with substance, like the real
Yeah.
OGs, not these new ones. But the real
Yeah.
OG conversations always filled with substance. But let
Yep.
me ask you, Gary, real quick. Definitely, your emotions will definitely, and because when you think the easiest formula or understanding that I can give you for discernment, not no textbook, but a practical sense of what discernment is making logic out of your emotions. That's what discernment is, because the feeling that you have is the intuition. That's intuition. Discernment is you being able to logically rationalize your intuition. Because you just get a feeling. I mean, that's intuition. I feel something. I feel bad, but if you can't determine if it's because of something outside of yourself or inside of yourself, then most people intuition be off. They don't even know why they feeling the way they feel. They just got a feeling. Like, what is the feeling? Identify it. They can't identify it. This just don't feel right. Well, why don't it feel right? That's what the discernment will be. So if I say, you know, something don't feel right about this, my discernment will help me identify why I don't feel right about it. So that's just a practical sense of what discernment is. People think, they mistake. They think discernment and intuition is interchangeable, and it's not. It's identifying the intuition or identifying the feeling.
Yep. Hey, word, I gotta hop back off here, man. I gotta be back in 4 minutes, but thanks for letting me on tonight, man. Good talk, and I'm gonna finish up the show. I don't know how much longer you're gonna be on, but I'm gonna finish listening when I go back in. But
Oh, I appreciate you, brother. Anytime you spare with us, bro, always be epic, bro. I appreciate these conversations, man.
yeah, man, me too. I honestly really love talking and shit like this, man. Yeah, if the whole world could do this, I think it'd be a better place for everybody.
Hey, man, better use or better us, man. That's what I'm trying to get it to, bro. I'm
Yep.
I'm trying to get people to have, these conversations.
Mhm.
Um, 'Cause I think
Keep it
everybody
going.
got something to offer, bro. Everybody got
Keep
something to offer, man. And this
everybody
what
does.
we just even this conversation is showing a level, is showing social maturity, how we interacted. So I know it seemed like we got off topic, but us being off topic actually gave an example of what social maturity looks like. Just being able to have uh, a dialogue and have comprehension of different. We had similar upbringings, but they was different, and I can appreciate yours, and you can appreciate mine. It ain't mine is better than yours or mine worse. No, man, that ain't what we need to do. We need to learn and grow from one another. So I appreciate
Yep.
you, brother.
Yep. Appreciate you too, man. And if you're on this weekend, I'll try to hop on if you have a panel. But if you just do a show, I'll probably be on. But man, have a
Yeah,
good night.
you too, brother. I
Yeah, what-
appreciate you.
Go ahead. I thought you was gonna say something.
Okay, you want me to drop you down?
Are you able to? Are you able to?
Yeah, I can drop you
Yeah.
in the
All right.
back. I
Yeah.
can't drop you off the camera. Yeah. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to my boy Chris, man. I enjoy talking to Chris, man. We had good dialogue. That'd be dope, man. That'd be dope. But yeah, so that's an example of social maturity. You know, because oftentimes when people like if we haven't y'all ever now tell me I'm gonna help y'all identify when people lack maturity in these different aspects, right? So when we talk about social maturity, how we interact with one another, y'all ever have a conversation with somebody and you say something you go through and they be like, "Oh, that ain't nothing. I went through this." It's like everything you say, they try to best you. That's a lack of social maturity because I can experience something and you can experience something, and we don't have to judge whether whose experience was better or worse. We can just appreciate each other's experience because you might go through some shit that I don't even want to go through. I don't want to go through that shit, so I can listen and learn. So I won't put myself in a position to go through that shit. Right? That's how we grow through dialogue. You know, it don't have to be a competition. I don't. Okay, look, my story don't have to be better than yours. It don't have to be worse than yours, right? It's just my story. Your story is just your story. That shows a level of maturity when I don't have to compete with other people. No, it's not a competition. Only people I'm in competition with is myself, right? I'm in competition with myself. I'm not competing with nobody else. Mm. So that's a good way to identify and how people talk to people, right? Like when we having a conversation, even if I don't agree with you, I don't have to be disrespectful towards you. I don't have to be condescending. I don't have to be throwing that homonyms. I don't have to do none of that, man. If we don't agree, then what's for you is for you, and what's for me is for me. We can compare, or I like to say share. You know, even comparing, if people don't know how to do that properly, it can come comparing could lead to competition. Right? Comparing can lead to competition. So I like to use the term share because words have meaning, and those meanings have a foundation of an ideology. So if we just sharing information, that means, hey, I'm gonna give you mine, you go give me yours, right? So I'm giving you my story, meaning I'm giving you this to see if you can extract something from it to learn. I'm not giving you this to compare and contrast. So if you give me your story, I'm just utilizing it. And if I can extract information out of it where I can uh, put it to practice, then that's what it's for. You know, we was talking about the narcissist the other night, right? That's what narcissists often do. You know, you will say, you will tell your story and then they got to one up you because now you might have a sad story. Well, they gonna have to have a sadder one because they want the attention back on them. That's where that competition come in. That's where that competition. So you can even say a narcissist lacks social maturity, lacks it. You can say, well, we know they lack emotional maturity because they don't. Narcissists generally don't care about anyone else's emotion, how anyone else feels. So when you're talking about these different behavior, they're identifiers. You can use those behaviors as identifiers. Are these people that I'm interacting with or myself in general? Am I mature in these phases of life? Am I socially mature? Everyone has a story. They do, bro. Everybody got a story, man. Everybody got a story. And we can learn from everybody. I mean, think about it, bro. If you study in philosophy, if you study in psychology, that's somebody else's shit, bro. Religion, that's somebody else's story. So if you can learn from stories that's written in books, why you can't learn from stories from interacting with people? If I can learn from a book, why can't I learn from a person? Why can't I learn from? Because that's all it is they're writing down their experiences from their perception. No matter how you want to look at it, philosophy, that's how all the philosophers looked at life. That's their story. When you talk about religion, all those stories are about people, right? Though what they was experienced in that time period. That's their story. It's not your story, but you're still learning from it. So we can do that with one another. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. But like I said, what happens is people get locked into competition with one another. And when you do that, you lose yourself. Competing with other people, you lose yourself. That's a distraction. You competing with somebody else becomes a distraction. Like anything anyone else achieve, I generally look at it like it shows me uh what is what I can accomplish, what's possible, is probable. Once I see somebody achieve something, now it becomes probable. It's possible. There's a possibility that I can achieve it too because they did it. Now I have to be willing to work as hard as them, or I might have to develop the same resources. You know what I'm saying? It might be things I have to do to get to that level, but they did it so I could do it. That's how I just look at life. So I never truly ever really competed with nobody, even on teams. Like if we competing for the starting position, I never looked at people as competition. I just know I had to do the best I can do. And long as I do that, I win out if I'm good enough. If I ain't good enough, then I just gotta work harder for it. But it's not like I'm competing with somebody. I'm not trying to be better than them. I'm trying to be the best version of me. The best version of me is gonna be better than anything. That's how I look at it. If I become my best version, I'm gonna become the best. That's what will make me the best. Me be developing into the best version of myself. That's what's gonna make me the best. Each one teach one. Yeah. That's I mean, bro, it's like all those sayings, bro, it's so much substance in it. I just don't really think people know how to make it practical. I don't think they know how to put it into practice. I don't think they know how to do it because we got all these others like you want to be treated. People don't even know what that means. That's a whole different conversation. But back to the maturity aspect. So like when we had even females, not this just don't apply to males. This apply to females. Females and males, we mature in different areas, in different ways. But just understanding men, y'all got to understand if is these females mature, because if they not, then they become a liability. If you deal with an undeveloped person, an immature person, they are liabilities. That's just the reality. And if you choose to deal with them, you better go get some liability insurance. You better, you know what my liability insurance was with my first wife? Not having a baby. That was my liability insurance. Like I am not having a baby by this woman. Nope. Hell no. Not until she mature. And before that could occur, we split up. So I didn't have no baby by her. But I determined a long time ago when I was younger, I'm not having kids unless I'm married. And even when I'm married, if the marriage ain't going good, I'm not having kids because I can fuck up and marry the wrong person. I can marry the wrong person, right? So I can definitely mess up and do that. But I have to be responsible. So even though I married the wrong person, I was responsible enough not to create a life with her. Because me and her not getting along, it's just gonna make it difficult for anything that we bring into this world that we create together. It's gonna make it difficult for me. And I know that because I experienced that. So that's one of the generational curses or cycles that I personally broke. So I'm an example of emotions being affected by people. Yeah, yeah. People definitely will affect your emotions. But you have to. We call it emotional intelligence, right? Once you develop emotional intelligence, it's less likely. Not. I'm never going to say as 100%. I'm just gonna say it's less likely once you develop emotionally. Um, you have less and less experiences where people will be able to affect you emotionally. You know, um, the more you develop emotionally, and that's regulating. A part of emotional intelligence is emotional regulation, being able to control, not allowing things to affect you emotionally. And it's hard, but the more practice, the easier it becomes. Just like tying your shoe or riding a bike. You remember how hard it was when them training wheels came on? You bust your ass a couple times, got some scars. The same thing, bro. When you going through these processes, bro, you gonna fall, you gonna bust your ass, you gonna scar your knees and elbows. But the more you practice it, the better you get at it, and the less scars you get. You go fall less. You go ride smoother. Then you start doing tricks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like then you start riding wheelies, and that's how it go, man. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. So practicing and taking the opportunity, that, like, a lot of time we run from the opportunity to develop, right? People run from that. People are scared of confrontation. Now, if this is gonna get physical or violent, yes, avoid it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta test yourself. You have to have difficult conversations just to see how far you came and how much further you have to go. Because that's just like interacting with people. That's just a part of life. That's just a part of life. So we always gonna have to do it. So developing, um, people run from the opportunity to develop. You know what I'm saying? They run from those opportunities, and you only gonna be able to run so far until it catch up to you, and then you gonna have to deal with it. So better to deal with it now. You ever notice this? The people who go through shit early in life always be more defined later in life, right? I think you ever notice that? Like the people who go through shit later in life, they usually off they show. As soon as they get some like high adversity, soon as they get something that's a spouse leave them or cheat on them, then they go off the spouse and off they self. A lot of times people ain't never been through shit in life, bro. And now they just now going through it and they don't know how to handle it. But when you younger and you go through it, you I don't want to say build a callus, but that's what kind of happens. You kind of develop the resilience to go through it later in life. It becomes easier. You already have process when you going through this or that or that or that. But the people who don't experience, and I seen that, with some of the younger people in my family, because a lot of people were sheltered, and now that they grown, they never had no hardships when they young. So now that they grown, they don't know how to navigate through those troubling times, through those trials and tribulations. They don't got the proper equipment, they ain't got the proper tools because they just now experiencing it. So a lot of times, what hurt us the most make us the strongest. The things that hurt us the most usually make us strongest later. And that's the whole key. That's the whole key. It's a process. It's definitely a process, bro, that you will be going through consistently in life. You know, 'Cause brother Gary say, when you grown, you can't grow. Once you grown already, you can't grow. So um, growing is a process that we go through until we wither away and die. But we should be constantly growing. That's ideal. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that's reality. 'Cause some people just stop trying before they even really get started. You know, they just say fuck it and give up and go with the flow. It's easier to go with the flow than to paddle against the current. But when you paddling against the current, you usually have a direction or you have a destination. And when you go with the flow, you just going wherever it takes you. So you have no control over that. So I don't mind paddling against the current. You know, I don't mind paddling against the current. But yeah, so I did so the last internal aspect was health, right? The way we take care of our body, what we eat, the way we exercise, um, the decision makings of what we put in our body, the way we consume things. So that was the fifth aspect of internal maturity. You know, the fifth category of internal maturity. Uh, better way to put it. And that all has to do with you, nothing outside you, just you. So you have mental, physical, emotional, sexual, and your health. You know, sometimes people don't take care of themselves. They hygiene, you know, now health, covers different things, just like all of them, they cover different aspects or the how or the what, is different. But we talking about hygiene, we talking about nutrition. Um, are you doing preventative care, exercise, all that? It takes a level of maturity because guess what? Sweet stuff, candy, all that stuff tastes good, man. Now, are you disciplined enough? And that's another identifier in any aspect is the discipline. You know, are people disciplined? Discipline is a major factor of, or a major identifier of maturity. Is the person disciplined in these areas? Do they have the discipline? Do they have the structure? You know, because it's like when it comes to health, sometimes we put convenience over our health because the fast food restaurant we can go and get something to eat real quick. Instead of cooking a nutritious meal. It's just easier. These packaged foods, the pre-made food, you know what I'm saying, like the White Castle burgers, and I'm guilty of that. I was really on it like probably about 10 years ago now. Now about yeah, it's been about 12 years since I was a vegan. Has it been that long? No, it ain't been that long. It's been about 10 years. What am I, 41? Yeah, it's been about. I think I stopped becoming vegan at like 35. And I started when I was like 27. Like when I was 27, right before I got married, I started eating meat again. I blame it on my wife because I don't want to take responsibility for that. I want something to blame on her, so that's her fault. I'm working on weight. Yeah, yeah, man, and that health is wealth. Um, the healthier we are, the more effective and efficient we can be. Health is wealth, man. Because especially when you start getting older, man, stuff automatically stop working. You know what I'm saying? Shit stop working, so you got to keep mating like a car, man. And just like a car, if you keep the maintenance up on the car, it'll take you. You can drive 300,000 miles, man. But if you don't keep the maintenance up, you might make it to 100. You might make it to 100,000 miles if you don't keep the maintenance up on the car. Shit, if you don't keep that oil change, you ain't gonna make it past that first oil change. I seen people get brand new cars and blow the engine at 30,000 miles because they ain't get the oil change, whole engine blown. You know how much it is to drop a new engine, to buy and drop a new engine? When the only thing you had to do, you could have paid what? Just say maximum $100 to get your oil change. But now you done blew your engine and you about to pay at least 5, 6 thousand just for a new engine. When the only thing you had to do is pay 100. Do you have that discipline? You have that structure? Are you responsible, like Chris said? Just to get your oil change. The light come on. Once the light come on, hey, pull up at a shop. You ain't got to do it. You can pay somebody else to do it, and it's gonna be cheaper to change that oil than to put a new engine in that car. Because once them pistons seize, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Yeah, yeah, man. It's easy. It's easy, bro. And, like, bro, and then, like, man, I ain't gonna lie, but my kids be eating pizza, and yeah, they do, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They mama cook like out of 7 days a week. My wife probably cook about 4 days a week, but it's those 3 days where they got fries and nuggets and tater tots, and. But I will say we do make our fries homemade fresh. And I use the air fryer to make the fries. Potatoes or sweet potatoes. My kids love sweet potato fries. I just cut up sweet potatoes, throw them in the air fryer. So the fries be cool, but the nuggets, I don't like. My wife make homemade nuggets. I don't. I get a bag of them. I try to get the most organic ones. Well, I don't know if y'all got Trader Joe's where y'all at, but they nuggets is fire, bro. From Trader Joe nuggets, man, it's like a healthier supermarket. But yeah, I agree with you, man. I try to be responsible, but then it'd be days where it'd be like, fuck, get them McDonald's. They get McDonald's. So they probably get McDonald's probably like twice a month, 2, 3 times a month. Probably get them McDonald's. It's hard, bro. Them Dino Nuggets, bro. I remember when I first moved out, bro. I found Dollar Tree, man. They had them damn Dino Nuggets, man. Bro, I was boy. I lived in Dollar Tree. I used to go in Dollar Tree and spend $100 easy, bro. Like, man, they got all my seasonings. I'm getting it from Dollar Tree, bro. Shit, $1 season to season. I might have to add a little more, but man, so when you first move on your own, all my bleach, all my house cleaning. I got all that shit from Dollar Tree, man. I even got the toilet paper from. I only did Dollar Tree toilet. I can only do that when I'm like when you're on struggle mode, man. I need my Charmins, bro. I need my Charmins because I can't wipe and get cut. I'm good. You use that cheap ass toilet paper, bro. Man, I ain't trying to be raw or nothing. That's probably TMI. I'm just saying. I'm bougie with certain things. I need my Charmin. But if I'm struggling, I'm gonna wipe my ass regardless. So if I can get 4 rolls for $1, I'm gonna get that if I'm struggling. But other than that, I need that triple thick Charmins, bro. I need my Charmins, bro. There's certain things that I need. You know, that's my certain things that I need, bro. Yeah, I love Trader Joe's, bro. Man, I love Trader Joe's, Chris, bro. I damn near live in there. That I don't know if y'all got a better health where y'all at, but either Trader Joe's or Better Health, man. I love Better Health, bro. They got so many supplements that I was fucking with, bro. 'Cause I used to deal with a lot of herbs, but Better Health, they got like elderberry pills and stuff like that. And they got like the teas, and they got like the loose tea, you know, like the raspberry keynotes, the dandelion root. You can buy them from there, roasted or unroasted. Like I use roasted. I used to when I was vegan. I used to use roasted dandelion roots for coffee. Instead of drinking coffee, I just brew some roasted dandelion root. But and exercise too. Exercise is important, bro. Even if you just get out and walk, you should get out and walk. Any opportunity you get to walk like a half a mile to a mile. Like when I first had my head injury, it was like my body was real weak after that, and my equilibrium was off. Um, I kept getting dizzy spells to the point where I faint and wouldn't even know it, bro. I passed out and wouldn't even know it. So I got a lot stronger. So I started walking just like a half a mile a day, and now I'm up to like 2.5, almost 3 miles. And hopefully, and like probably by next summer I should be running again. 'Cause I used to run 2 miles a day. I used to run 2 miles a day, but I'm walking 2.5 miles a day. So hopefully I can get to running again. Cause I'm getting older. I'm 41, man. I'll be 42. I'll be 42 in April. That's still a long way away. I ain't getting younger. I'm getting older. So just trying to stay mobile and act not as flexible as I used to be. I don't jump as high. Definitely don't run as fast as I used to. Um, but yeah, I want some of that back. So I'm going to get it. I love like the healthier I was physically. It felt like the clearer I used to think. I used to think real clear. So I miss that. You know, 'cause it's just when your body feel good, everything affects everything else. So when you feel good physically, it made me feel good mentally. When I felt good mentally, it made me feel good emotionally. So and if you get all three of those, then that's eternity. That's eternity. What up, Nine? The lady in the nine, the minister, the general of defense is in the building. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. What up, Commander? What up, Nine? Out for the first one. I can answer the question. Maturity, ramp or offset. Get a 70-30 split. I don't know. It can probably be. That's maturity. Oh man, I can answer. Oh, he got custody of his kids too. He got custody. Hey, shout out to Offset. I didn't know he had custody of the kids too. I don't know. Is it joint custody? Yeah, man, just handling business, man. And then she off with Stephon Diggs. Yeah, like man, in maturity, even that aspect, right? Being able to move on amicably. I always get pushed up with the word. Just being civil when you move on from somebody, bro. Like anybody I split up with, man, it was just like I ain't had no beef with them. Some people was pissed off for a while, trying to get back with me. I'm like, nah. Once they calm down and shit, I'll be like, man, we can be cool. If I see you, I ain't gonna act funny. I ain't gonna be disrespectful or none of that. I ain't gonna hate on you. I ain't gonna do no funny shit. You meet somebody new, I'm happy for you. I always been like that though. Like just being able to move on from things. If it was friends or if it was a romantic relationship. Being able to move on, man, without having all that civil discourse. Just being cool with one another, man. You know, yeah, it is grown man shit, bro. That's grown man shit. Cause I mean, I don't. So that split, what she got 70 and he got 30, or he get 70 and she get 30. I'm assuming she got 70 and he got 30, and he like this shit. I'm a man. I can make my shit back. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like with my ex-wife, man, I ain't even go throw no mud on her name, but man, whatever she took or whatever she let other people took, I ain't even fuss about it, man. Y'all can have that shit. I'm good. I'm at peace. It's a very expensive lesson I had to learn, but I learned it. I take it as like I paid for college or some shit. Like, but I ain't gonna beef, man. I'm gonna just walk away, man. It's just easier for me. I want my mind clear that I did the right thing. No matter what somebody else do, as long as I know I did what I was supposed to do. I have a clear mind. I have a clear conscience, man. I have no regrets. It's like when I determine or say, hey, the relationship, even when somebody else is like, I don't want to be with you. You need to check this out, bro. I can't name one time when somebody broke up with me and I asked them why. Maybe I just didn't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't. But I've never did that, bro. I never went to someone like, "Why did you break up with me?" Or if a girl, there's a couple times like I'm kicking it with a girl. I'm thinking everything going good, right? And they call me like, "I don't want to be with you no more." I'd be like, "For real? Are you sure?" Yeah, okay. Have a nice life, man. Have fun, and move on. And I just moved on. Never. Oh, why are you breaking up with me? I had one chick break up with me. Then she got mad at me, talking about I'm not fighting for our relationship. What the fuck I'm fighting for? You told me you don't want to be with me no more. What I'm gonna fight for? Like she got mad at me. Well, you know how women are. Nah, man, you crazy as hell. Ain't nobody would just call me and said they wanted to break up with me just to see if I was gonna go fight for. Nah, that shit weird. You crazy. I definitely don't want to be with your ass now. You gonna do shit like that? I'm good. Nah, I'm straight. You call me talk about I don't want to be with you no more. You don't want to be with me no more. I take it face value. I don't care why. I never did, bro. Like when people be like, I need closure. Well, when you said you don't want to be with me no more, that was my closure. So I don't need shit. I'm good. I'm good, bro. Maybe that's because I was raised around pimps, man. I've been around real pimps, so I never really got, you know. Now I ain't gonna lie, I felt some type of way, like, damn, that's fucked up. But I never went to the person and asked why they broke up with me. I never went to them. But I'd be like, I feel something like, damn, man, I thought everything was going good. I really liked it. I had those feelings, like, damn, I really liked the person. I thought everything was going good, but I never doubted, like, what did I do wrong? I never thought about that. It was just like, damn, I thought we was good. Like, cause, like, I can name 3 times where the shit came out of the blue. It came out of the blue, like, what, arguing, fighting, maybe I just don't want to be. And to be honest with you, all 3 of those times is because they found somebody else. They found somebody else who they thought was better. And 2 out of the 3 girls came back and was like, I fucked up and made a mistake. I left you for him. Shit. You don't treat me like you do. Like, damn, that's fucked up. Well, hope you learned your lesson. Have a nice life. There's one girl who I broke up with and got back with. One girl. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I did it. And this is just, I was dumb and immature. The only reason I got back with her is because we had a lot of shit together. It was like we had a lot of shit invested into one another. Like, and we was dependent on that time. We was dependent on one another, and she had a kid. So I felt bad. Like, okay, if we do break up, it's not just me or just her, but it's her daughter too. Like, I'm thinking like, where her daughter gonna go? What's gonna happen to her daughter? I'm gonna miss her daughter. You know what I'm saying? We together for like 3 years. Like, I'm gonna miss her daughter. Her daughter gonna miss me. So that's what made me get back with her. But that shit only lasted for like 3 months, and I'm like, fuck her and her daughter. I'm out. I am not dealing with this shit. Man, she tried to cut my damn head off with a knife because I wanted to go back to school. Like, are you serious? You swinging knives at me and shit? But she was an alcoholic too. She was a drunk. That's when I was young and dumb. That's when I was young and dumb. If you don't want, man, I don't want to. And that's how, I mean, bro, when I be hearing these stories, bro, when people unalive their significant other, I had a friend who said, and when he said this shit, he grabbed the girl by her neck. That's why I slapped him. Like, I almost slapped him to sleep. When I slapped him, he hit his knee. But he was like, B, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. He grabbed the girl by her neck. And she started screaming. I turned around like, man, what the fuck? Wow. Because you gotta think about it too. Like, that shit, like, when I was younger, I used to run around the street, right? I was a hustler. So it's like, I didn't like attention drawn to me. So you doing shit like that, that shit gonna draw attention. If you around me, you're supposed to be my boy and shit like that. bro. We don't draw attention. You know, we stay incognito because we want to make money. And the easy and best way to make money is not to draw attention to your damn self. So he choking the chick. We out drinking and shit, smoking. We on the block. And she screaming, help me. You see porch lights come on and all this shit. And it's older people. If they see that shit, what they gonna do? They gonna call the cops. So yeah, I wanted to save her, but I was more pissed at him. Like, bro, you don't draw no heat to her. You know, we was always respectful. Even when we'd be outside drinking shit, we wouldn't be playing loud music. You know, we wouldn't be disturbing the people around us. We'd just be chilling. We had that level of respect. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, again, we want to have fun. We want to enjoy ourselves, but we know not to be disrespectful to the point where people will feel disrespected and call the fucking police. Right? So we had all that, but he go choke the chick. And I'm like, bro, you silly. But he really tried to unalive that girl. Even after that, he really tried to take her out. And I'm looking like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You know how many women on this planet? you hung. I can't do it, bro. I remember my man. I don't want to put no smut on nobody, man. But I had some experiences with women, man. I had some experiences, bro. Like, ain't nothing like a scorned woman, bro. Ain't nothing like a scorned woman, man. They do some vile shit. But I'm for the fuck shit though. I am for the fuck shit. You want to play mind game? Oh man, I'm not using Vaseline when I'm not using no Vaseline. But I'm gonna tell y'all this story. I don't want to tell y'all. I'm gonna just tell y'all the story. I'm not gonna tell. So I ain't gonna tell you. So the chick I broke up with, right? Very close, man. Very close. You know. And my homeboy called me like, man, your girl over here trying to, get down. And I'm like, oh, go ahead. We ain't together no more. He's like, you for? I said, go ahead, do your thing, bro. I said, I'm not with her no more. Once I'm done with you, I don't care. I'm done with you, right? So 2 days later, she called me. She's like, I just want to let you know, I banged, and I said the name. I said, I know. He called me right before, and I told him, I gave him the green light. She was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So you thought you was gonna bang my friend and was gonna piss me off? No, I told him to do it. You know how much of a mind fuck that was? She got pissed off, came to my house. I'm like, why is you over here? I can't believe you. I didn't do nothing to you. You went and tried to have sex with that man. How did I do something? I didn't do anything. You made that decision. You didn't get the result you wanted. You didn't get the result you wanted. So now you pissed off at me because I'm not mad. Why am I supposed to be mad? Well, we was together and hey man, we ain't together no more. So it's fair game. It's fair game. That's how I looked at it. If I ain't with you then. I ain't one of them people like, oh, I dated her, so you can't date her. Nah, shit. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I ain't never felt no type of way about that. I had a couple homeboys smash, chicks that I was with. I don't care. It don't bother me. I had my one homeboy, and he tried to hide it from me and the shit was weird. Like he ended up getting with my college sweetheart and he had a baby by her, right? And he tried to hide it from me. I'm like, bro, that's back in high school. Well, not college, but my high school. Yeah, I think I said high school. Anyway, I'm like, bro, it's like he stopped being cool with me because he was with her, and I'm looking like, bro, that shit weird to me. Like first you try to hide it, now you acting all fake and shit because you with her, and now that y'all broke up, hey, man, I ain't know she was like what, bro? Like she was actually cool. She is who she is. I'm still cool with her. She told me. Like I was still talking to her. Like we friends. We cool, bro. I'm it's some women don't want to talk to me because I don't want to be with them, and I'm fine with that. But some women like, you know what? If I can't have you this way, at least I still got you that way. So they cool, they cordial, they respectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. As long as you being respectful, I'm good. But when you start getting disrespectful, I can't deal with you no more. I can't deal with you. Like if I ain't with you, I ain't with you. Man, Commander, that same chick was literally about to bang like it was look man, I ain't even about to get into all that. But that was just a friend. She tried to bang somebody closer to me, and me and that person fell out. I wasn't even cool with that person. But he told me like, yeah, man, I almost banged your ex, man. Like what? Like yeah, and I'm like, and this is my sister's father. My sister's father. Like she was about to bang him, and I'm looking like, and I'm supposed to feel some type. Like I don't care about you. I don't care who stick what in you or what stick. I don't care about that. I don't fuck with neither one of y'all. So why would I care? That's how y'all think. I don't think like that. I'm okay. Oh, that shit is a nut. uh, whatever else I'm trying. Yeah, man. So, yeah, just in life, you know, just identifying different ways or looking at yourself. Like, am I mature in these areas? And if not, then you got something to work on. There ain't nothing wrong with that because life is a process itself. But the more you mature in these different areas, um, the better I feel like the better off you would be in life because you'd be able to make better decisions, right? And that's what it's all about in life is your decision making. The better decisions you make, usually the better results you yield from those decisions. And that's what people stumble a lot is making bad decisions. And a lot of times they don't have the proper information or the proper tools to make good decisions. And a lot of times decisions aren't people don't even have the ability to make a decision. They only limit it with the ability to make choices. And usually as those choices are given to you. So a lot of times when things are given to you like choices, it don't even benefit you, bro. Those choices don't even benefit you, they benefit other people. It's the decisions. Decisions create choices. Yeah, decisions create choices, bro. So yeah, but I ain't gonna be on here too long, bro. We've been rocking for about hour 30. I'm about to finish working on this show. And probably if I get it done tonight, we'll do the show tomorrow. I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is, so but look out for it. But I'll definitely be on tomorrow, even if I don't finish it. And I got something for Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, stay tuned, man. We're gonna do another members chat probably Saturday or Sunday, depending on if I finish the show tonight. If I finish it tonight, we'll do it Saturday. If I don't finish tonight, we'll do the show Saturday. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get into. But yeah, we had some new people come through. Make sure y'all show Random and make sure y'all show Samson some love, man. They both got channels, I believe. We support one another. I'm gonna create the Just Us League in a minute. It's just us, man. So we gotta support one another, show one another love. And the more we do that, the more we make that shit look cool, the more people will come through, right? Just having a good environment where people don't have to worry about being judged or criticized or ridiculed. That creates an environment where people can grow, where people feel comfortable enough to uh, look at different aspects of themselves, and we encourage and give them the strength to develop. Right? That's the key, man. That's the key. But we got to create that environment, and I appreciate all my all the nine supporters who helped me do that, because that's what this area is, man. It's like Planet Fitness. You know, we ain't judging nobody over here. Everybody got their own path to take. They on their own timetable. You know, as long as we being respectful with one another, we all can, you know, respect one another's growth. You know, so it ain't no judgment over here. You know, I'm gonna treat a rich person just like I treat a poor person. I'm gonna give them the same respect, bro. But y'all know what I say, man. Care about how you feel. These conversations to build nations. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, we out.
And do it for the 9.
What up, 9?
Acknowledge me!